Hello, hello, and welcome to, let's see, what month are we in? October Monthly Club. You guys voted on the Christmas Greenery, and I was really happy when this one won because the paper is beautiful that goes with it. Unfortunately, the paper went unavailable, so I had to pivot a little bit. So this month, you're going to get a full pack of the bling and a full pack of the ribbon that coordinates with it. And then in each packet, you will get, well, not each packet. In some of the packets, I have pre-cut designer series paper from the pack I had. And trust me, this time, I've used almost all of that pack of designer series paper already because I was using it. I had spent my whole retreat weekend designing for monthly club with this bundle, and then I was using also that paper was part of my holiday buffet card class coming up a week from Saturday, and that paper was there, so I had to pivot. So I had already designed everything, otherwise I might have changed it, but I think the way I ended up doing it, it'll be fine. Everybody's still going to get stuff, and when the paper comes in, if you still want that paper, you can get it. Right now it still says November 17th, I think. So if you got this bundle, you can see that these all coordinate with these parts and pieces, like the bow coordinates here, this coordinates here, this coordinates with these, and this coordinates, well, just, oh, these two, and then that one goes with these three. So they all kind of coordinate. I did not use any of these parts. We're going to use these two. And then we have all these little extra little goodies down here that, I'm sorry, I do not tend to get that detailed, but you certainly can. So let's go ahead and get started. The first card, easy peasy. I decided to just do some stamping and then embossing with the gold embossing powder and coloring with our Stampin' Blends. I did not put a greeting on it. You can, of course, put a greeting on it if you want. And it doesn't have to be Christmas. It could be birthday. It can be anything you want it to be, because really the sky's the limit there. I mean, yes, it is a poinsettia type setting, but it still could be a birthday card for somebody. Sorry, I'm trying to get my embossing gun out here, and it was tangled around something. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I have my stamp set here, and unfortunately I have to use it. This big block is not my favorite to use, but it didn't quite fit on the next one down, so I was kind of stuck using this one. Okay, we're going to ink it up with Versamark. Now, before I do that, if you're one that likes to use the embossing buddy, do that first. See, I remembered this time. Quite often I forget that part. And we are just, I brought it down just a little bit, not directly in the middle. You can do it directly in the middle if you want, but I came down a little bit so that I could put the ribbon across the top. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my little tray here. And you can't see anything yet, but the surprise is coming. But I'm pretty sure everybody out here knows how to do embossing, but I always like to show some of the steps just in case. Now, if you don't have one of our, the little tray, it comes with the tweezers and with a little brush. I love all of this. It coordinates together. I have two of them. I have one here in my craft room, and I have one that travels in my to-go box for all my classes. Okay, now before we start embossing, let's go ahead, and as you can see, you can just dump this stuff right back out in here. And we also have a little brush that you can kind of clean out the tray with. which makes it really nice. This is also helpful if you have little extra bits and pieces that end up on your card that you're embossing. So it does come in very handy, that little brush. I've used it quite often. Okay, lid back on this and out of the way. Okay, now let's go ahead and I'm gonna heat up my heat gun here. I like to heat from front and back. Yes, I'm at high speed. I start with the back and kind of warm it up that way, and then I flip it over. Some people do the embossing from the back of the card. They just run it along the back. I just heat up both sides so that you can, it doesn't warp your card. All right. Let's see, I think I got it all. Yep. With the gold, it's really easy to see. When you're doing like clear or white, it really is a lot more difficult. I'll go back over this just a little bit. Okay. Put that away. Kind of wipe off any excess. Even though we use the little tray, that embossing powder is very fine. It gets everywhere. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of coloring. So I'm using Old Olive, Real Red, and Petal Pink. And I'm using the Stampin' Blends. You can stamp with the parts and pieces that all fill in, just making sure it's all embossed. But I thought it was nice to color with our Stampin' Blends. I always start with light and then go to the dark. I'm just thinking a minute if that's, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with the poinsettia. I always have to kind of look at it a little bit, make sure I'm not going to color any leaves with, I think I stamped it opposite of what it was stamped before. I did. So let's see, I'm kind of looking here. Okay. So yeah, we're going to start here. Now I'm using the brush tip. And then I'm just going to continue on here. I'm going to turn this upside down for right now. That way I can kind of see what I've already done, because I turned it different when I stamped it this time. I just want to make sure I don't get a leaf. It's really easy to color something the wrong color. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but there are times when it does really stand out. And I just was trying not to do that. Like this one I'm coloring right now. Could be a leaf, I don't know. It's not now, it's part of the poinsettia. Or poinsettia, I think is how some people pronounce it. Anyway. Okay, down here. And like I said, I'm using the light. You can use a combination of both. You can use the dark. Sky's the limit. And I should have probably just pre-colored this. But I wanted to make sure that you saw the stamping. Okay, then it looks like we need to color this. And you can also look at your stamp and like the case. If you don't have a sample to look at, so you can always use your stamp and the case to kind of see where you are. And this is also part of it. I'm not sure why I'm having such a hard time now. I did it before. Okay, let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead. I think that's a leaf right there, but I think these are part of that. Okay. I think we're good there. All right. I think I got it. Boy, that was more difficult than it should have been. With the petal pink, I'm going to go dark because the petal pink is really light. And I felt like the lighter color was just too light for what we were doing here. And I'm just coloring those other little flowers, and I don't know what they are. Sorry. I wish sometimes Stampin' Up! Would like put little labels in the case, or even if they just put it on the website. Would be nice, huh? Then, because sometimes there's leaves, there's flowers, there's all kinds of things, and we're not really sure what they are. I think that right there is part of the poinsettia, so I'm going to go ahead and go back. See, this is when you start seeing what you might have missed. When you start filling in all these other little parts and pieces. I had originally thought that, oh, maybe I'll stamp this and emboss it in black so that it would pop, but I really liked how the gold looked. Felt like it, even though we're not putting a greeting on it, it still does have a Christmas feel to it. But that's why I said it could easily be a birthday card. I have some family members that have birthdays in December. And I have teammates, and yeah, so this would be awesome for any of those things. Okay, and in case you haven't heard, we do have a joining offer going on right now. $35, you get $125 in product, free shipping, 35 plus tax, I should say. Free shipping. It's the best offer we have ever had. So let's see. This looks like there's a couple right here. There's that, and this one right down here. That one could have been a leaf, but not now. Okay, with the leaves, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of do a little bit of highlighting, like right down the center, and I am going on that embossed, or to the left or the right of it, whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. I'm just adding a little bit of dimension to it. And you don't have to do that part. You can just do it all light or dark, whatever one. Now, I think if I remember right, yeah, this tip is not it. Oh, I missed one. Not in the bestest shape. I've been working on getting, believe it or not, a duplicate set of Stampin' Blends. One to take to classes and one for me to have here. That way I never forget Stampin' Blends, because then they'll just be in a container that goes to my classes. Because for those of you that don't know, I don't do classes at my house. I don't have a place to do them, unfortunately. I used to, but not anymore. So I do them, I do them in several places. I do some at the Stille Valley Community Center, and then I do classes where I rent a room at the Arlington, and it's called the Stillaguamish Conference Room. Very similar name, but which it's kind of a little confusing around here. There's lots of places that have the Stillaguamish or Stille or that kind of name in it. And it's because we have the Stillaguamish River that goes right down next to us. All right. That is it. Now, you could go through these and highlight some green, and you'll see it on another card that we color that's totally different. I did that, but with it being embossed in gold, I didn't do that. All right. Now, all we're going to do is assemble. Gosh, when I'm looking at this now, it looks almost crooked. I hope it's not, but it kind of does. But maybe it's my eyes today. All right. Ribbon. Ooh, I have a small piece that'll be used for that. So let's, we're going to go like this. This is our top. I could have come down just a little bit more, but that's okay. It's right there. I like to go back over this. And let's attach this to our real red layer. Okay, and then this is going to go here. Actually, this goes this way. And now this ribbon has a shiny side to it and then a dull back side to it. So I always try to pull the shiny side to the front. It can be done. And they'll just go the same way. It starts to shred on the ends just a little bit, or unravel, or whatever you want to call it. And let's see. There's how I did the inside. So I stamped the inside in real red. So I will pull out my real red. And I think I forgot to put that in the instructions about the real red there. But I'm pretty sure there's a picture of the inside too. All right, this is going to go here. Just like that. And then let me grab real red. And I haven't cleaned it yet, but I'm not going to worry about it because it was Versamark on there. So I'm not even going to do anything different there. And let's see, I want it to go like, I mean, it doesn't, I don't think there's an upside down or backwards or anything like that with this set or with this stamp, but okay, there's that. Set that aside. Real quick, I'll bring in my chamois and just wipe this up, and that'll also wipe up some of that embossing powder I still have straggling along. Now, if you don't have a glass mat yet, I'll tell you what, this is the best. I love my glass mat. As you see, if you watch any of my videos, I use my glass mat all the time. Now, let's go ahead and attach this to the inside. Make sure you're, on the inside piece. Because as you see, and you've heard me say many times, that I work on a flat surface when I can. It's just so much easier. I do think this piece is crooked, and I may have to pull that up, honestly. It's bothering me now, but I'll deal with that later. You guys don't need to watch that. I didn't add any bling or anything extra to it. I just kept it very simple, but look how elegant it looks because it's embossed in the gold. Just so pretty. Okay, project 1. Set these aside. Project 2. Now, this one, the picture's a little different. Oh, shoot. Oh, well. I forgot one thing, but I still have to do that. The picture's a little different because I didn't have enough designer series paper because this is front and back. So you have 2 to make 2 cards, but you have an embossed piece that goes right here instead. And I think it's going to turn out just as good, if not better. I don't know why I have so many of these in my packet, but I do. And let's see, we want that. Okay. So let's go ahead and this is easy peasy. Now, if you notice, this is from the Christmas, oh gosh, what is it called? Hang on, let me look it up. This is from, and you're going to get all these die cut pieces because they're not stamped. They're just run through the die. And Christmas Words Collage Hybrid Embossing Folder. So I'm going to include all of these in your packets. And then you can pick whatever words you want. I have extra words floating around somewhere. I thought on my desk, if I can find one, I'll put one on here. But if not, I'll put one on later because I forgot to go die cut more. But I still have to do all of yours. But you're all going to get these cut. It's a great embossing folder. I love it. Just because of this little technique that you get to do. Okay, so you have a gold foil piece. And out of that gold foil piece is a oval out of the traditional labels bundle that is cut from. I kept this one because I felt like I might have got a little close to the side. The rest of them should be fine. But you have more space here. If you want to die cut some other parts and pieces out of this gold foil, please do that, because then you don't waste it. And then what you're going to do is this piece is going to go here. This piece is going to go here. And it's okay if you have a little bit of a gap, or you can make sure you don't have a gap. It's really not even gonna matter. Just make sure your sides are the same and your top and bottom are all the same. Like, I'm actually gonna overlap it just a little bit because I want to be able to, actually I'm gonna put this piece down first. I'm gonna turn it so I know exactly where I'm at there. So I know I can't go over any further there. Okay. With this embossing folder, I'm using the glue because it's a 3D embossing folder, so it's got a lot of nooks and crannies in it. So I tend to use glue with that. I'm bringing in a scrap piece really quick, only because I have glue everywhere and I have that hole there and I don't want to get it on my glass mat. So I'm going to come over, for me, because I went a little close to the edge there. Got over zealous with my spacing, I guess. I don't know. That's why I ended up making sure I had that one. So there's one. And then this one is going to go. And they may overlap, they may not. I'll tell you here in just a minute. They do not, unless you want more of a border, but then you might have to trim going this direction if you want it to be proportionate. Some people don't care about that part. For me, it depends on the layout, depends on the card. You know, there's so many variables there. But I think you'll be fine. As long as Debbie cut correctly, right? Okay, so there's those two pieces. Okay? Easy peasy, and yes, I still have glue on the back. But I'm going to be careful here, because now what we're going to do is add some adhesive here so we can add our piece of ribbon. Whoops, went a little crooked there. Just fold it over, still works. So then I'm going to bring in the ribbon, and I am just going to add a piece of ribbon right here, just like this. And, you know, if you're thinking about joining because the offer is so good, you can still be part of my monthly club. Lots of people that are out here are part of my monthly club, and you know, you can then just order the bundle and other stuff all on your own and get your 20 to 25% discount depending on where you are. But then you're still part of the monthly club, and you still have access to that. So, okay, like I said, this I'm going to pop up, and I'm going to go ahead and pop it up. Hang on, I'm going to dig right here because I see some of them sticking out. So I do have some of them. Let me see if there's anything that we want to use, because I think I've used the ones I really liked the best, but I'm pulling them all out. They're in a pile here. Holly Jolly. Let's see what else we have here. One more and one more. Okay, so I like the Happy Christmas, but it's too big for what we have going on here. Let It Snow, I like it. Doesn't really fit for what we're doing. This one just says love, not for what we're doing. Holly Jolly, too big for there. Ho Ho Ho, I love it, but I'm not sure it works with this fancy stuff. Now, we could do the Dear Santa. That one would work. Merry and Bright, I love this one too. If I would have die cut a bigger piece, Merry and Bright would have been perfect. So keep that in mind because you have more space there. You could die cut or punch a circle or whatever you want. Hope, cheer, peace, wonder. not what I'm looking for here, but I think I might put the Dear Santa on there because I think that one fits. So let's go ahead and put that on. Now, remember, you're going to get a full set of all of these. It's the other thing, last thing I have to do. I have everything bagged and ready to go. I have figured out that I need to do the video, or try to do the video before everything goes out in the mail. That way, if I have a mistake, I can catch it before it all goes out. So I've been trying to get ahead just a little bit and get more done before I mail everything. Okay, I put that down there. Let's add a piece of ribbon here. And see, yes, I like it with the other flip side. It's actually the flip side of this paper, but I also like it with this real red embossed piece. I think it was a great alternative. So now you can see it both ways. And if you're getting more of this paper when it comes in, then you have options to do some more later with the Designer Series paper. And then this time we are using our bling too. We didn't on the first one, but we are in this one. And I'm using the gold, which, as you can see, I've used mostly real red and gold. I've used a few old olive, hardly any of the Pool Party. I don't even think I've used any of the Pool Party. For me, that color wasn't working for what I was doing. But you might find it different on how you are coordinating it or what you're designing with. And I almost was going to go Pool Party, and I did on one card on the end, but I don't think we put any bling on it, but we'll see when we get there. Then this one, you have some strips to put on the inside. One is that side, and one is the other side. You can do it any way you want. I'm just going to go ahead and do both this, one of each side. Even though we ended up with just an embossed piece there, I think it'll still look fine. Oh, shoot. So I forgot, mine are not cut. You can either go horizontal or vertical depending on the length of the strip. So pay attention to that as you start to add it, as I just figured out. Mine were not quite long enough to go the other way. Now, I noticed a lot of people here lately have been trimming down their insides and not necessarily doing 4 by 5 1/4, which is fine. But even if you're cutting 3 3/4 by 5, you're not really saving that much paper. So, but some people are putting smaller inserts. I had glue there where I didn't want it. All right. Let's get these little edges trimmed off. This is what I call my crappy glue pair of scissors, and I cut dimensionals with it, but it's pretty much seen better days. Okay, now let's attach this. This is going to go here, just like that. And there we go. And let me move these out of the way. And I hope you use all of these, and I'd love to see what you do with them, because it's always great to see other people's ideas. All right, there we go. Project number 2. 2. I love this one. And it's not hard to make. It was easy. It's with a lot of scraps, and everybody's is going to look a little bit different when you all put it together. You have a couple extra of the squares. I've already cut them all. You have your inside pieces. You have your stamping and layering piece here. And you have 4 of the 4 by 5 1/4, 2 for each card, because one's on the front and one's on the back. So there's the parts and pieces we need for here, for this one. My packet is just like yours, theoretically, because it always helps me make sure I didn't miss anything. Now, what you're going to do, And you can do it any way you want, but this is how I did it. So I took all my parts and pieces and started laying them out where I wanted to put them. And I tried to make sure everybody got several of the more solid color of paper, so you can kind of mix and match it as you go. And I lay them out. You want to go 3 across. Let's see what else I have. Go this one. No, I think I want to go. Come on, Debbie. 3. Let's go like this. 3 across. Technically 4 down, but really it's only 2 more because you have 3 across top, 3 across the bottom. We're going to go this one, this one, this one. As you see, I'm trying to go like lighter, darker, lighter, darker. You don't have to do it like that. That's just how my brain works. You might try to do all light, all dark, however you want. So this is what you're looking at or looking for. Okay. Now, of course, you want to straighten these out. You want to leave a little border all the way around. You want to make sure your border is kind of the same. And does it have to be perfect? Oh, gosh, no. Now, pick where you want to start. Top, bottom. I wouldn't start here in the middle. I would start with a corner somewhere. So I'm going to start down here in the corner. And this is one you want to use glue on. I almost thought about doing the pinwheel card with these because I thought that would look really good too. Well, who knows? Maybe I'll still make one and show it on YouTube. Okay, so there's our first one. I want to make sure it's straight, and it is not. I kept moving it, and then it got crooked. Now, if you want to be really careful, you could just barely lay these down and then go back and push them down, depending on how fast you work. As you see, I'm going to try and just move along here so that I can make sure I'm getting them all down where I want them. And then this one's going to go here. And yeah, I think we're doing okay here. Okay, there's that. Now our next one will go here. And if you get to the end and all of a sudden either you have not enough gap, like say in between the last 2, just trim one of them down a tiny little sliver. No one will notice that one is off by 1/16 or a 32nd of an inch in the long realm of the picture. Nobody's going to know. But isn't it just so pretty? It's just so bright and cheery. I love this paper. I feel like, yes, this paper really screams Christmas and holidays and all that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, everybody loved this paper. And I'm going to trim, and maybe I'll turn it another way and see if I'm going to trim this one down. Oh, and I'm going to be daring. I'm just going to use my scissors, which normally I would not do. I think maybe I cut that straight. And you see, I just trimmed it down just like a hair. I don't even think you can hardly tell on the scissors. Oh, here, I'll show you how much I cut off. Like, literally hardly anything. Okay, and then this one. Woo, almost dropped it. This one goes here. I got a little crooked as I was going up my line, but not gonna worry. Okay, and I need to trim just a hair off here, but I don't have glue on here yet, so I'm gonna just do that. And actually, I'm gonna trim a little bit more off. I don't know what side I trimmed off of now. There, I think we'll be good. Yeah. I should have slid this one over just a little bit. Okay, we're not going to worry about it. Because in the whole realm of the whole picture, nobody is going to notice that. And maybe it was turned this way. Nope. This way. Gosh. Either I cut this one or I left a little bit too much of a gap right there. I can see it. So we're going to just go with it. Because now I feel like I'm going to end up with the wrong size here. There. Okay. So there's those parts and pieces. Then I used the Merry Christmas from the Ornamental Christmas stamp set. You know, whatever you want to stamp in there. And we're going to stamp it in real red. Merry Christmas. Okay, and I'm putting the lid back on that so I don't make a mess. Okay, we are going to do some assembly stuff. Let's attach this to our square. Because then we're going to pop this up with dimensionals after we attach this to our card base. Like this goes here. And then we're going to add some dimensionals here. And I'm going to use the big one since this is a little bit bigger square that we're working with. And you could do this layout with so many different pieces of combinations of cardstock, designer series paper, and you can alternate with cardstock in there too if you wanted. And you should have enough, like I said, you have enough to do 2. Plus I think I threw in a couple extras for everybody so that you had extras if you, just in case. Then again, we're going to put some pieces on the inside and mine are going to go this direction. And again, I don't remember if yours are going, what direction they're going, but either way it will work. Let's put the wide one down first because I was just cutting from the size of what I had left. I mean, if I showed you literally the scraps that I have left, I mean, I have a couple pieces that are a little bit bigger that I might be able to turn into a card, but for the most part, I have used all of it, which is a good feeling. Okay, there's those 2. It's always good when you can say, oh, I don't have any more of that paper. I used it all. And this will go on the inside. Burnish that, and then let's add some real red. Blingity blings. And there is project number 3. I love it. Got a little faux pas right there, but we're not going to worry about it. Nobody will see it if I didn't point it out. All right, this one is a cute, cute little gift card holder. And again, your packet might have these 2 will coordinate, these 2 will coordinate. So make sure you're picking, you know, the 2 that coordinate together. Since I did this one with this pattern, I'll do this pattern this time. We need that, that. We need one of these for our inside piece. This is the front of the card. We need one embossed piece and one card base. Okay, this is actually, did I already say that? This is a gift card holder. Can't even remember what I just said. So let's put all these parts and pieces back in. And I will finish those later. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to start off, well, let's turn the card right side and let me show you. So here's what our card looks like. And this is our little gift card holder right there. So just to show you, this slides in just like that. Easy peasy, love it. Okay. Let's get some parts and pieces out of the way. This is going to layer on top of here. And this is the embossing folder that goes with, gosh, I can't even remember the name of it. Hang on, and I'm going to tell you, because I do have my PDF up, so that just in case I have to add something, I can. Peaceful Greenery 3D embossing folder. So this goes with the Peaceful Greenery set, the one that has the blue, it's blue paper. It's really pretty. Okay, that goes on there. And this is going to technically be our card front. So let's burnish this. And before we attach it, I think what we're going to do is, so this is going to go, wow, Debbie didn't cut very straight there, so I need to straighten that out a little bit. Sorry, if yours is crooked like mine is, you might have to straighten it out a little bit. Should be cut at 3.5, but somehow mine was off just a sliver. And then if you end up, I need a new blade in this trimmer, I've noticed. Just take a sander, a nail file, whatever you use. I'm going to trim it down just a hair more because I feel like it's not straight. And I apologize. I'm not sure. Yeah, I really need a new blade. I don't use this trimmer to cut most of my card bases. I use my other trimmer. This is the one I use at my desk for quick cuts. But this also shows you can easily fix when you have a blade that needs replacing. Okay. There we go. Much better. Now, let's get back to business here. I don't like how that's looking, but... All right. This is going to layer on here, but before we attach it, we are going to add some adhesive, and we're going to put a piece of ribbon on there so that we can make it all blingy blingy. Let's see. We'll go this way. And just fold that over. Cut our end a little bit. And then, like I said, I always go back and just add a little bit just to hold the ribbon in place. It's just one of my things. Most people will question why I do that. I don't have a reason. I just like to do it. Okay, this goes. Whoops. Let's get this on here. Okay, there's that. Easy peasy. All right. Oops. Let's do the shiny side, Debbie. Okay, now let's go ahead and do our inside with our gift card holder part. So we have a piece that's going to fit side to side here. When I did this one, I left a gap. When I cut these, I just did it side to side. Whoops. Debbie. This goes here, and we have a gap. You can put it on here, and you could put another white piece if you wanted, but you don't need to. And this will go here. So what I'm going to do is get a circle punch. And let's see, I'm going to grab, and it doesn't matter what size. It really doesn't matter. I'm just grabbing a 1 3/8. I don't know which one I use there. I don't even know which size I put in the directions. It really doesn't matter. It's just kind of putting a little, a point to be able to pull the card out. And you don't even have to have it. If you don't have a circle punch, you really don't have to have it. You would still be able to get the gift card in and out of there. And then you're going to leave a little gap around the whole thing. You're only going to add adhesive here, here, and here. Got to be able to slide that gift card in. I highly suggest you're using glue for this, because if you use tape, your card may not fit side to side. It may have to go, up and down in a vertical way to get it to fit. Okay? So this is going to go here. Just leaving a little border at the bottom and leaving my borders on the side. Now, because we have this tucked in here, I didn't do anything to this. If you want to stamp on it, or if you want to add designer series paper to it, you certainly could. I didn't. I felt like we had a lot going on already on the inside, so I didn't really feel like we needed to. But, I always say you can do it however you want. Okay, now this is going to go on here. And I am going to use Tear and Tape Plus. Stamp and Seal Plus. You can use Tear and Tape. You can use glue. It doesn't really matter. That is going to go right there. Okay, now let's open this back up. I stamped in Real Red, 'Tis the Season, and that's from the Traditional Labels bundle. And then we're just going to trim this down, and we're going to trim down the layering piece to match it. Now, when I know I'm going to be trimming, I tend to, line it up here straight, and then I stamp towards the bottom or the top, either way, so that you're only trimming one side of it. Ooh, look at how straight I got that. Considering how some of the things have been crooked today, that's a good feeling. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, and I do not measure, I just eyeball it, because you can always go back and cut a little more. Oh, look how, wow, I'm on a roll here on this one. And then what we're going to do is take our scissors, and I'm going to do this and this. I got a little bit closer there, so I'm going to take a little bit more off there, so it's proportionate. And then all I do with this is I'm going to lay it out. And I'm going to cut that as I put my paper trimmer away. And then I'm going to lay this back down here, and I just eyeball it, and then we'll do the sides. So I want to be able to have just a little bit of a gap going around. You can measure if you want, but I don't bother. I'm going to start right here. Perfect. Wow. But I couldn't do that twice. All right. Then I'm going to lay this down like this. And I could have cut a little bit more off, but honestly, it's all good. Slide it over just a little bit more. Trying to kind of go at the same angle I had going on there. Slide it over a little. And you could keep your edges flat if you like. I like doing this little cut like this, the angles. I think it just adds a little bit more different texture and dimension. I guess not texture, but a little bit more dimension to it. Okay, and now let's add, maybe not that. My adhesive is almost empty, I can see. And this is such a tiny piece. Let's just use glue. 'Tis the season. We are getting there. I mean, Halloween's not even here yet, but we are getting there, right? Okay. Let's add some dimensionals. And then all we have to do is add some blingity bling and we are done. And I kind of put it here at an angle. This one's a little bit wider than this one, but not by much. And that's okay. Everybody's might look a little bit different. And it can hang off of this because your whole card base goes all the way over to here. So depending on how you want to put it on. And I'm still going to put it at an angle. Okay, there's that. This could have been tilted just a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to add some bling. So let's do... And one more down there. And there we go. There's project number 4. Gift card holder. I love it. Okay, that's project number 4. Sorry, it felt like when I picked them up, it felt like they weren't even in size. And I thought, what? This one is a happy birthday. Oh, I got to pull out that happy birthday. Using different embossing folder. And this is the different bling. It's called the something blue hues or something. I'll tell you. The Hues of Blue flowers. But it goes with gosh, Debbie can't talk today. It goes with the Peace on Earth bundle. Okay, we have an embossed piece. We have some die cut pieces already, some layering pieces. You have a big piece of ribbon that'll go for both. It should anyway. And let's bring in this. Okay, these parts and pieces can go back here. Now, what we're going to do, this is our inside piece. So we're going to tuck that underneath for right now. And then what we have here is, this is going to go on here. But before we attach it, we will be attaching a piece of ribbon. We're going to stamp on here. And oh no, it looks like I forgot a piece of white. Hopefully this one will work for our happy birthday. That's from the Simply Said, I think. Pretty sure it is. That's which one I'm going to bring out right now. I'm pretty sure that's what it's from. Let me look. Branching. Oh, I had branching out bundles, so maybe. No, maybe. I'm not sure why I have branching out bundle here, because I did not use branching out bundle. That's interesting. I'll have to fix that. It's from, I'm pretty sure this is from the Simply Said. Yes, it is. I was like 99% sure that this happy birthday was from Simply Said, which has been my go-to greetings for a while now. As long as we've had that stamp set in the catalog, because that's in the annual catalog, I have been using it. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the greeting first, because I don't know why. Normally I would not do it like that, but we're going to do it that way right now because I just drug it out. I think I got sidetracked trying to figure out what it went with. And again, I'm going to, this piece, since I've already kind of trimmed it down, except it doesn't look straight, so I may have to straighten it out, but we'll see. Ooh, I like it. Turned out great. Then we're going to take this flower here, and I stamped in Memento Black. You could stamp in the Secret Sea, looks really good. You could even stamp in the Misty Moonlight that we just used for the greeting. Any of those would work. But I'm just going to go ahead and go with the black because that's what I did originally. And this is going to come down. It's a little bigger than, the stamp is a little bigger than the spot we're stamping, but only by fractions of a little bit. Okay, there's that. Now on this one, we are going to color with Old Olive for the leaves, and we're using Pool Party for the flowers. Like I said, I did this one a little bit different. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my Pool Party, and here's how I did some highlighting. I took the dark, kind of just went underneath where we might have a little bit of shadowing going on, I guess you could say. And you can do it any way you want. I don't spend a whole lot of time coloring. I think I've said that many times to you guys. When we do a little bit of coloring, we're making a card, not a piece of wall art that we're going to sell for millions of dollars that's going to hang on somebody's wall or get stolen from the whatever that museum's called in Paris. Starts with the L, but all of a sudden I can't think of it. I don't have art pieces like that. I just have my grandkids' art pieces. To me, that's worth $1 million, right? And Annabelle's my little artist. Actually, Zachary is too. But she loves to come in here and stamp and make cards. And she really decorates her cards, boy. Okay, there's that. Oh, I forgot. I used Lemon Lolly there for the ribbon. I mean, you could use red. You can use any color you want. And I thought about using the Pool Party to kind of coordinate it, but then I thought, no, let's just have the ribbon be a totally different color. Okay, there's that. Now let's just do, and again with the Old Olive, and you can go and do the darker highlighting. I don't think I'm going to this time. I think I'm going to just color here. And I'm using the light Old Olive right now. And on my Old Olive, I'm using the brush tip, not the brush, the pointed end, whatever it's called. Not using the brush tip because on my Old Olive, this brush tip has seen better days. Okay. We have almost wrapped up this one. And voting will start again probably on Monday. I'll post it because I'm going to have a busy November because I'm going to be out of town for backstage, and Drew's going with me. We're meeting Jay and Tracy there, and after backstage, we're only going to be there for the quick 3 days, and then we are going to Cozumel, Mexico for a week. So we're finally taking a little bit of time to, I'll say relax, but Tracy and I have some things we're going to work on and that kind of stuff while we are gone. Even though we Zoom every week, I always have ideas. She does too, but yes, we are going to get some things done. Okay, let's attach this to here. Now, unlike when I do my YouTube videos and those, I don't give dimensions here because you have a PDF for all of that. So you don't really need to hear me list out all the dimensions here because you're going to get it in a PDF. I'm only putting I'll just go all the way around. I was only going to put a little bit, but it seems to be fine. This is a 3D embossing folder, but it seemed to be working fine. I am going to attach my ribbon. I'm pretty much going pretty close to the center, I guess you could say. Okay. I'm so happy I already have the PDF typed up, so I only have to go fix a couple things on it. Always makes me happy. Just realized I got bleach on my shirt. That makes me not happy. Can't believe I did that. It's from cleaning our sink the other day. I don't know what day it was, but it's almost empty. I can see the orange coming around. Hopefully I get through this card. Looks like I might. Maybe. Nope. But guess what? I got smart and put 2 of them out on my desk so that when that happens, I don't have to go digging for one. Okay, there's that. Make sure I'm doing everything here correctly. And we'll add some dimensionals. And let's put one here and here. And let's go ahead. Oops, not upside down, Debbie. Now, this embossing folder, let's see, what is this? This is called the Traditional Wreath 3D embossing folder. It has a spot, it's actually bigger. I trimmed it down. It has a spot in here that's kind of blank for like if you wanted to build a wreath or put a greeting or something in there. And on this one, you can see a little bit of it, but if you don't know what's there, you'd never notice. I tried to cut them a little bit different so that you probably don't see that, because I did want it off-centered a little bit, but you could attach your focal point here to the front if you want, or to the center. I mean, there's no right or wrong to it. And I just love this shiny ribbon. Shiny ribbon's always fun. And you should have enough for both cards. This little piece here you're tying is really just a little accent off to the side. And then let's go ahead and trim. Okay, I'm going to trim a little bit. I'm going to be daring because I think it's a little crooked. It's part of it. It was a little bit crooked, and I definitely, boy, do I need to get a new blade. Now it looks even, boy, I'm actually going to use the scissors. I think I might be able to straighten it out. And if not, you know what? I will fix this later. Wow, Debbie, look at that. I think I might have done it. Can't believe I did that with scissors. That might be a first. You guys all saw it too, right? Okay, let's add some glue here. Wrap this baby up. And then let's add, what did I do with it? Here they are. And this one has, oh, Misty Moonlight. Pool Party. Ooh, I only have a few of the Pool Party left. It seems like I used them on something. Don't remember what, but where did my... There it is. Couldn't find my Take Your Pick tool. But I knew I had just used it. So this time we're only going to use... I think I'm just going to use the Pool Party, just like I did before, but it's all the same size. That's all I have left. For some reason, I've used them someplace else. Alrighty. Oh, and our inside piece. And let's see, what did I do on the... Oh, I colored on the inside too. Look at how smart I am. So let's go back. Oh, that's the other one. I was looking at it thinking, I didn't just ink that one up for the front, but I used this one for the inside. And let's do a little bit of coloring. Okay. Do. And I just did that for those little lines, kind of the same thing. Nothing perfect here. There's that. And I'm trying to be careful not to... There, I had a little tiny scrap piece that just took care of that for me. And pool party, and we want the dark for that. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go the dark. I might have done a combination of both on that card, but I'm just going to do the dark. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Assuming you can hear that little squeaking, and maybe not. Well, that's, I think, only in Zoom. Sometimes you don't hear the background noise depending on what I'm using to film. Right now I'm using my camera only. But I think I'm going to start doing it via Zoom with my camera because, one, then I can see what it all looks like for you guys and make sure I'm not out of the camera. The only reason I haven't yet is because then I have to make sure I've done something with my hair. And today I didn't. Well, okay, let me back that up. I did wash it today, but then I didn't do anything else with it. So that's why I thought, I'm not going to do that today. Oh, I put it back. Like, where did my adhesive go? I knew I just grabbed a new one, but I actually put it back in the spot it goes in. That's a shocker. Woohoo! We took a Christmas bundle and Christmas bundle, and we turned it into a birthday card. We made a gift card holder. I love this card. I really do. I love this card. This is one of my favorites. I just think it's stunning. And you're not even using that much designer series paper. Same with this one. Even though we altered a little bit here, I think that's a stunning card and easy. And then we have our generic that could be Christmas, could be birthday, could be anything you want it to be. All right, ladies, thank you all so much for being part of my monthly club. And you're going to hear me announce, or you're going to see out on our Facebook group when November rolls around here. I'm going to do something a little special in November if you bring somebody new. So you'll see that coming up too. Anyway, I hope you guys all have a great rest of October and a happy Halloween to all of you. And I will see you all again next month. Bye, guys.